Dr. Christy Ennis. Welcome to Follow Me Friday, where motion is lotion for our butts and our guts. No more rhymes now, I mean it. And we are going to get a little flexibility in here as well. Today I am in a sauna, Hotworks in Concord, which is nice and close to me, and I love it because it gets some of those toxins out, it gets things moving a little better. This workout will still be awesome to do even if you don't have a sauna, but I am going to enjoy it while I can. We are going to start standing and we'll end lying down. Starting with that leg crossing behind, and you're gonna reach all the way across the body. So we're working our glutes here, and we're getting in through the side body with a nice stretch. We're gonna do 10 on each side, so 20 total. So here's 4, trying to keep those hips forward as best as you can, and coming down as low as you can, sitting back into it so you really get those glutes. That's 7, 8, I'm already starting to sweat. 9, I love the sauna. 10, halfway. 10, 9, 8, 7. You'll see I'm actually starting to go a little bit lower as I move even. 5, really reach. 4, 3, and go down only as low as you can. That feels good on your knees and your hips. Last one, now we're gonna go out to the side. Arms are gonna start overhead. I'm gonna lunge it out to the side and then squeeze into those shoulder blades for 10 on each side. So that's 1. Again, really sitting that butt back. I'm working on those postural muscles, those glutes, and even stretching out the inner thigh there. That's 3. Again, trying to keep those toes pointing forward. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2 more to go, and then switching sides. And notice I don't go down super low because my body doesn't allow me to do that. So as long as you're getting some movement, you're doing it right. And we're gonna do that same thing, other side. Arms go up, lunge it out to that side and down. Again, hopefully as you go through this, you'll start to get a little bit more movement, feel things working a little bit more. And again, sauna certainly helps that out too. 4, 5, I've been a big believer in the sauna since I had Lyme disease. It's made a world of difference for my body. And clearly it makes you breathe a little harder. We've got 3 more like this. So that's 1, 2, standing up as nice and tall as you can, and 3, I'm gonna face the other way. We are gonna take this leg and we're gonna bring it straight back. So I'm really squeezing into those glutes. I'm turning my foot out just a touch, A, to avoid kicking the floor, and B, to really engage some of those side glutes a little bit more as well. We're gonna get 10 on each side, so there's 4, 5, 6, 7, a little bend in that standing knee, 8, 9, and 10. Good. And we're actually going to add on to this one a little bit. So you're going to start with that lift, and then that knee comes forward just like that. So a little balance as we go, really needing to use those abs to set things in. Now, if that feels like it's just too much, you go ahead and just kind of tap that toe forward, right? So totally okay to modify if you're a little wobbly. And you can always tap onto a wall also, just to make sure that you don't fall over, right? We also want to be safe here as well as working all our muscles. So we have 3 more on this side, and then we're switching. 1, 2, both sides working here. And 3, good. Switching to the other side, turning the other way. Same idea. I'm keeping my hands on my hips just to help with my balance. Turn that foot out just a touch. And it's that lift. So remember, just 10 regular lifts like this. 2, 3, and notice my leg doesn't lift very high. If it did, I would start to use my back. So you don't want to do this just to try to get more motion so that you are protecting that spine too. You only have about 20 degrees of hip extension, so it's not a ton. That's 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And now we're adding that little knee raises. Raise in. So extend back and lift up. Again, remember you can just add that toe tap in if it's too much balance-wise. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 3 more to go. 2, last one. Excellent. We have 2 more exercises to go standing up. So I'm going to just shift and lean a touch into the side, but keeping everything straight. Bringing that leg out to the side, that's my starting position, and then it's a lift for 10. So there's 1, 2, again, little bend in that standing knee, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, and then switching sides. Whoop, nice little shift there. Leg goes out to the side, toes are pointed forward. Don't forget that part too. Make sure you're almost aiming back a little bit so that you don't use those hip flexors. You'll feel it. If you start to feel it more in the front of your hip, just scooch that leg back a touch. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good, this last standing one is the most difficult, so just make sure you have something sturdy if you need it. We're going into a single leg deadlift. So my leg that's standing on the ground is going to be the one doing the work. So I'm shifting back. This leg is only coming up because I'm shifting my hips back with that right standing leg. As I come up, I'm going to go into a little tree position. So that means leg here or leg here, opening up that knee wherever you are. If again, that's too much, you can touch right down to the ground, right? So it's nice and controlled. We're using all of the glutes, opening up the hip here too with this little tree pose. Try not to dig into your knee if that's where your foot lands. That's 3, 4. Hips are pointed nice and forward here, so make sure you press this leg that's up in the air right down towards the ground. 5. And if that's too much, you can just do a little tap back and then add that little lift. That's 7, so we have 3 more on this leg, and then of course the other leg. Almost there. Last one on this side. And then switching it up. I'm going to stay facing this way so you can see what this leg does too. So again, this is the leg that's going to really shift now back. This is the one doing the work. I'm going to come up and open that hips for 1, 2, it does help to find a spot in front of you that isn't moving. Don't find something crawling along the wall. That won't work very well. That's 4, 5. I do have to have my hands out a little bit here. 6, and that's an option you can use too. 7, 8, and the wall sometimes. 9, 1 more, and then we're going right onto our backs, and that's 10. Okay, starting with feet about hip width apart. Hands are going to start down by your side. Little pelvic tuck if that feels okay in the spine. If not, you can keep your spine wherever it is happy. We're going to lift right up into a bridge, and as we do, arms are going to come overhead. Now notice mine don't come all the way overhead because if I did, I would arch right in through that rib cage. We're trying to keep that spine nice and straight. So we're working the glutes, stretching the lats. We're getting 10 like this, and then we're holding that bridge pose up. So extra little squeeze of those glutes at the top too. That's 4, 5, 6, 7. Make sure you don't let those knees collapse in towards one another either. 8. Lifting as high as you can, again, without arching in through the rib cage or in through that low spine. 1 more, and then you're gonna hold that up there. From here, we're gonna bring those arms down to the ground, and you're gonna slide those elbows down. This is a yummy stretch to do for that upper and mid back while still working those glutes. We're getting 10 like this. That's 2, 3, 4, always focusing on breathing too. Close your eyes if it feels good. 5, trying to keep those forearms right on the ground. So notice I'm not coming all the way down, otherwise I'd be way up here. 7, 3 more like this. You're gonna keep your butt up again. That's 2, last one. Okay, keep that butt up, but you're gonna cross this ankle over that thigh, opening up that knee, so we're stretching that hip, lowering that butt back down. So now it's the foot that's on the ground is the only leg doing the work while this one is stretching. So that's 1. We're gonna get 10 on each side here too. 2. Same idea though, lifting up as high as you can without arching and making sure you don't dip this opposite hip too. Hip dip. That's 5, 6, working abs here the whole time also. 7, 8, 9, 1 more. Keep that butt up, you can do it. Cross that opposite leg or ankle over, open up that hip as much as is comfortable, drop that butt back down, and then lifting back up. Hands are gently resting at your side. Try not to push too much with those hands. That's 2, 3, this is the last bridge pose. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Okay, uncross those legs. We're going back to that same side. I'm going to cross all the way over and drop my legs now to the right. So left leg cross, right leg open. This is a nice stretch for those glutes that we just worked, but no rest for the weary. We're going to add some ab work in here too. Hands are going to come behind your head if it's comfortable. If not, you can cross those right over your chest. Head stays looking straight up to the ceiling. Inhale, and as you exhale, you're gonna add that little lift. Notice I am not lifting high, and I'm not pulling my head to start that motion. Always concentrate on leading with those abs. So this puts a little more emphasis on the obliques, but all the abs, of course, are working. We can't just isolate one little set of abs. That's 5. We're gonna get 10 on each side. 6, 7, if you forget the breathing pattern, the most important thing to remember is just to breathe. 1 more. I lied. We're going to do 15 because I just want to. It feels good. So we have 5 more. 4 more now, right? 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. Uncrossing from that. Other leg is going to cross all the way over. If that's uncomfortable for you, cross lower down. And then we're going to drop those knees to the side. Don't worry if those knees do not come all the way to the ground either. Sometimes mine are way up here depending on my flexibility. And take a nice breath in and then exhale as we lift for 15. Got to do the same on both sides. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, making sure not to bloop that belly out either as you push, or excuse me, as you lift up. So in other words, don't push that belly out. 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Good. Go ahead and uncross. We're going to bring the soles of the feet together and the knees are going to drop open. Just pause here for a minute to kind of stretch everything out. Should feel good again, hopefully. But working, we're going to bring those hands behind the head, elbows stay open. As I lift my neck and upper back and shoulders off the ground, I'm going to bring one knee up towards the ceiling, and then I'm going to bring it back down. We're going to get 20 total like this. If for some reason this bothers your neck, just keep that head down and at least get that leg motion in. So you'll get some ab activation here too as you're trying to hold those abs while you're bringing that leg out. And you'll obviously get some of that nice hip stretching too. So there's 8, 9, and it's okay if you don't move a lot with this one, right? 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, which means we have 5 more total. So we have 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Okay, feet are going to point forward. Kind of reset yourself. Make sure that you're in a position that feels comfortable for your spine, pulling that belly button gently in, and we're going with a little alternating march here. So I'm not lifting very high, and I have my hands on my hips to make sure that I know that my hips are nice and level and not shifting back and forth. We're going to get 20 total here, and then we have one more on our back. So that's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, halfway, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. If it feels comfortable on your back, you're going to bring one leg up into a tabletop position and then the other leg up into a tabletop position, straightening out those legs. I'm going to grab one leg behind the thigh as the opposite leg drops. If you need to have a bend in this knee, totally okay to do. And notice that I am not dropping all the way down. Whew, I'm hitting the wall for one thing. But if I did drop all the way down, I would arch into my spine. And that's what we are trying not to do here. Everything stays steady in the center except for those legs that are moving. 4, 5, 6, so stretching out the hamstrings and working those abs at the same time. I tend to not point my toes because my legs tend to cramp, but if that feels good for you, you certainly can. Almost there. Woo, that one was a little too far. Happens. 4 more to go. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we're going to go onto our hands and knees. 4 more exercises to go, and we're starting on hands and knees. So you're going to push back right into a child's pose. Yay, which again should feel like a lovely stretch through that upper back, through those shoulders. And then it's that little rock forward, and if you can, you're pressing that pelvis down towards the ground. So we're actually stretching out that low back a little bit too. We're going to get 10 like this. So that's 2. And if it feels like it's too much to add that little bit of an arch in the spine, just stay right here. That's okay too. You're still getting some stretching and some movement, right? 4. Think about using those abs to help guide you both forward and really think about pull in as you come back. Here's 6. We have 4 more like this. So that's 4. Really press back as best as you can. 3. And again, if you cannot press your butt all the way back to your heels, just stop wherever you are comfortable. 2. I'm squeezing my shoulder blades a little bit there too. Last one. And then come back to that home base of hands and knees. This is where it gets a little more challenging for those abs. You're going to curl those toes under, really make sure that those belly muscles are engaged, and then I'm just going to hover those knees up here, and we're going to hang out here. Just sing a song. No, just kidding. I am going to count though to the count of 20 starting now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let those knees come back down, and then let's hold that child's pose position just for a little bit longer. And then we've got 2 more exercises in a downward dog position to go. So coming back up onto those hands and knees, curl those toes under again. This time you're going to press all the way back up into that down dog position. We're going to start with a little stretch here. So you're taking one heel and pressing down as much as you can, and then the other heel and pressing down as much as you can. If both of those knees need to stay bent, that is okay. It's also okay, as you can see, my heels don't go all the way to the ground. Do try to make sure that you have your weight evenly distributed on your hands, right? And you're not putting all that weight in through your palms. Ooh, so good. Do love this one. We're gonna get one more on each side here. And then we're getting one more ab exercise. So starting from that downward dog, I'm gonna back my feet up just a touch, and then we're gonna shift right into that plank. Now, if this again is too difficult, just drop to those knees and kind of add that little shift back and then see if you can press back up again. If again, it's too much, just stay right on those knees. That's still working too. So there's 4, we're getting 10 total, and then we are done. 5, really press those heels back. 6, 7, try to keep those shoulders stacked over those wrists when you come forward. 8, 2 more. 9, and last one. Woo, little slide. That's 10. Nice job, everybody.